Hey guys, this is a quick update on the Tamiya McLaren, the Senna. Now, if you guys haven't got that kit yet and you're planning on doing it, I can't wait to see you guys' build, because these are a lot of pieces and a lot of work. And the body is actually multiple panels that actually glues onto a under chassis. So they all glue onto this, and so I'm not going to do the carbon fiber decals. A lot of people do that. I'm not going to. So I went with a paint that kind of resembles a carbon fiber, and so I did that. And I got to mask all that off, and then I got to paint this piece gloss black, because you're going to actually see that. It's part of the window trim. You're actually going to see it for the top windows. You're going to see it here for the where the wipers are. That all has to be gloss black. So this is actually got to be painted twice. So before I actually assemble anymore, I actually have to paint more onto just that alone. But I did glue the front air dam. So the front air dam's glued. There's a couple little tiny pieces on the bottom that have to be on there. And I glued the radiator with the cowling ducts on that. So that's a flat black, and then you got the carbon fiber look, and then aluminum and all that. So there's a lot of masking. For the people who are very good at painting with an airbrush and doing all that little detail stuff, they would be great at this kit. And then I got the motor and chassis started. I got a good start on it. The motor you can't put all the way together. You actually have to build it into this tub. And this tub is a lot of pieces up here. There's a lot of pieces. The fender wells and all that is extra pieces. So you got to decide if you're going to paint that separate and then glue it together or not. Then let me zoom in on the brakes. The brakes are really nice in this kit. So the actual caliper and the rotor are separate pieces. You got the cooling ducts up there. And so as you can see, it's actually can steer. So I put a black wash on there. And I put a black wash on the aluminum pieces here. So, man, I just can't find that sweet spot. This here is done with that Tamiya powdered weathering. And same with that gold, and then I did some washes on it. There's so much detail that you'll never see again on this kit. Because once you get everything glued together, you won't see this engine again. Because I don't think this will come off very easily. I don't think that body, once the body's done, I don't think you can get these separate. So really, out of that little hole, that's all you're going to see of the engine. So I got that pretty much done. A lot of stuff is painted and sitting waiting to be assembled. One thing is, when if you guys get this kit and then decide to paint it, pick a color where you can do the seat really well, because the seat is one outer piece, so the outer piece, and then all the pads are a different piece. So there's 2, 4, 6, 7 pieces, 7 pad pieces that go in there. Well, I did the outside in that carbon fiber, and then I did the pads in a flat black, because that's kind of what the stock one looks like. But if you did like a red McLaren or something like that, and you did the base piece black or any kind of carbon fiber look, and then you painted those a flat red or anything like that, this seat would really pop. It would look really cool. But it don't look as fancy with this color scheme, because the two colors actually kind of blend into each other. But, I mean, you can see it a little bit there. But it'll be easy to put a seatbelt in this one, because you can do the racing harnesses coming through the center and through the top. And then it's got 2 spots right here and there. So that's pretty cool on that. And so they sit in there pretty nice. They fit in there pretty good. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to paint this one. I'm going to do the Tester's color shift paint. I'm going to do the green and orange color shift. So to make sure you do that, if you guys haven't done that, I like to use the base color that goes with it, but you got to do it on a gloss black, and that black has to have a shine to it. It cannot have wet sanding marks or anything like that, because that color shift is a super thin layer that will not cover anything up. And then after that, you kind of want to put it clear on top of it. So the body, I haven't counted it, but I think it's almost like 20 pieces that have to be all glued separate or painted separate, and then glued onto this piece. They actually will glue onto this, and then there's some black pieces that go on top of that, and you have to put the windows down, and then those pieces will actually go over the window and lock it down into place. So you really don't have to glue your windows down. But then to cut and buff this model, I don't think it's going to happen, because once that is glued in there, you're going to have so many seam lines that that stuff can get into. You're going to scratch your glass, and it's not going to be a super fun build, I don't think, once all that stuff goes. But that's where I'm at. I'd say I'm probably an 1/8 of the way done with the way this is. I still have tons of parts to paint. Once I started get going on the chassis, I started getting some progress. Started feeling good about it. But it is a challenging kit. It will kind of curve the way you think about building a model, because it's not in the same order that we're all used to. Most of the time we will start with an engine. You can work on a rolling chassis, work on an interior, and once you get there, then you can put 3 pieces together. This one you kind of have to do your final build as you go. You have to paint everything and go that way. So it is a different way of looking at it. It's still a great kit. It just kind of threw a curve for me, which is kind of a little bit of a challenge, but that's what makes us a better model builders. We push ourselves. So after this build, other ones are probably going to be a lot easier. Might not be afraid to try something new and different. But look forward to the next update. This one is kind of going strong still, and I don't think I'm going to start another one until this one's almost done. That way I can concentrate on it, because I think if I don't do that, this one will probably get pushed aside. Like I said, it's more of a challenge than a pleasure, but it's going to be well worth it in the end, that's for darn sure. So until next time, guys, I'll talk to you then. Bye.